सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतयौपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओमित्येतदक्षरमुद्गीतमुपासीत ओमिति ह्युद्गायते तस्योपव्याख्यानम्। Sarvam Jagat Trivrutkritamiti. If thus shown by the illustration of the fire, how everywhere, whatever is like a combination of the three colors, the red color indicates the presence of the subtle fire, the white color indicates the presence of the water, meaning in this subtle state, and the black color indicates the presence of the element earth in its subtle state. It is sarvam jagat trivutkritam iti. If thus the entire jagat is a product of the threefold combination of these three elements, Agnyadivata, as illustrated in case of Agni and Aditya, etc. Trini Rupani Ityeva Satyam. It is not the fire that is real, the three colors are real. Not the sun that is real, the three colors are real. In this manner, if three colors or three elements are real, Agnehe Agnitvam Apagat. Therefore now the drashti, the perception changes. Formerly, what I thought or appreciated as Agni or fire, now I appreciate that as nothing but the three colors or three elements. and therefore the fireness of fire is gone. अब थोड़ा उसको कर सका है. When you apply the same rule or the same method to the whole Jagat, then apaga jagatah jagatvam, achieve उसको करो. Then the jagatvam, the worldness, the creationness of the creation also goes away. So now new drishti. What is creation? Nothing but the three colors or three elements. So this is illustration. Not that we stop there. This illustration shows how an object or an entity can be reduced to its material cause. The material cause is the reality. The effect is, so material cause is satyam, the effect is mithya. Or the effect can be reduced to its material cause. The effect is nothing more than the material cause. Just as fire is nothing more than three rupani, ityeva satyam. The Evakara says that nothing more than three colors are real. Tatha annasyapi, Bhashyakara then says, now of the three elements, the fire, water and earth, if you examine the earth, you find that earth is a product of water, because that's what the Upanishad says. Tat teja asvidataha, then apaha, and then the annam. And so, annam or the prithvi is a product of apaha, the water, which in turn is a product of teja, the fire. So just taking that literally. As the Upanishad says, therefore, if you look at what is the root or the cause of the element earth, it is discovered to be water. So the element earth is no more than water. And you examine water, it is discovered to be element fire. So the gross reduces to subtle. The earth is the grossest, having shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, reduces to water. Subtler than that, shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, reduces to fire. Even subtler than that, shabda, sparsha, rupa. And further, if you even examine, we discover that tat tejaha asvijata, that deity called devata, called sat, or existence, or asti bhadi priyam, created, meaning manifested as tejaha. So what is tejaha or the fire? Is nothing but sat. And thus, satyameva artha esha artha vivakshitaha. That the whole universe is sat, that is what is vivakshita artha, intended meaning of the purport conveyed by the Shruti through this illustration of Trivutkaranam, the threefold combination. Then now the account is not complete. This Upanishad only mentions three elements, and there is no mention of element space and air. So how to account for that? Again, the illustration only talked about the color, rupa. But how about the shabda, sparsha, rasa, gandha? They are not accounted for. And you should account for everything then alone. By knowing Sat, everything is known. So thus we should show how everything is the product of Sat. Meaning the elements, antariksha or the space, and vayu, the air, are also products of Sat. And also these qualities, shabda, sparsha, rasa, gandha, they also are product of Sat. So you should show that. Then alone, by knowing Sat, everything is known. Which is the proposition here. Yen ashrutam, shrutam bhavati, amatam matam, avijñātam vijñātam iti. So the question is asked, no, vayu antarikshetu atrivutkrute tejah pravrutishu anantarbhutatvat avashishyete. In the three elements, vayu and antariksha are not included. So they remain to be accounted for. Evam gandharasa shabda sparshasya avasishtaha iti. Similarly, these four qualities, the gandha, rasa, shabda, sparsha also, you accounted for rupam, but not these other four qualities. katham sata vijnanena sarvanyat vijnatam bhavet. So you have shown how the three elements and this rupa are the products of sat. But then other things are not yet shown. So how is it that by knowing sat, those other things, namely vayu antariksha, namely gandharasa, shabda sparshaha, how do they also become known? And if you cannot show that they are products of sat, then in some, or if you cannot show that the effects reducing the cause, then some other way you should show how they are the products of sat. So in case of these three elements, the effect reduces to cause. The element earth reduces to element water, which in turn reduces to element fire, which in turn reduces to sat. So there the method is the effect reducing to cause. So if that is not so, if that rule does not apply to these remaining entities, then some other method must be shown by which we can see how all of these are products of sat. Nishadosha, Bhashyakara says there is another method. The cause-effect method does not apply here because Shruti does not mention. So taking for granted, accepting what the Shruti says, first Bhashyakara shows how all of these are accounted for. Then we'll also give another meaning, or another method will be given. Naishadosha rupavad dravye sarvasya darshanat. In dravyam or the substance possessing rupa or color, sarvasya darshanat, you find that all those the elements, space and air, as well as the qualities, gandharasa, shabdasparsha, all of these are also seen in any object or any entity possessed of color. That you can see space also in there, and vayu also in there, and shabda also, sparsha also, rasa also, gandha also. Kathan, how? How do you see that? Says Tejasi Tavad, Bhashyakara now again gives an example. Tejasi Tavad Rupavati Shabdasparshayopi Upalambhad. Taking for example the element fire, which is possessed of rupa or color. You find shabda. In fire, the fire makes sound, so shabda is evident to you. Sparsha, you can touch the fire also, it is hot touch and therefore shabda sparsha can be perceived. So that is protection. But how do you know that fire also has a gandha and rasa and shabda and sparsha? So that fire has color is pratyaksha, is evident. But how about the other four qualities? They can be inferred. You can't taste the fire to determine whether taste is there or not, but then you can infer. Why? How can you infer? So, upalambat, vayu antarikshayoho, tatra sparsha shabda gunamatoho sadbhava anumiyate. And so the vayu is there and the antariksha is there. Therefore, the quality of vayu shabda is there, or antariksha called shabda is there. Quality of vayu sparsha also is there, which you can infer. So this is tejasi. Other two elements. Tatha similarly, abannayoho rupavatah. If both are also possessed of color, water also is possessed of color white, annam also is possessed of color black. Rasa gandha antarbhavaha. Because water has rasa and earth has gandha. So when you say that the rupa is present, the rasa and gandha also can be seen there. On the page 244, read the last line of Bhashya. Or as Anandagiri said in the last line, a line before, Tejo Grahanam ab annayoho upalakshanam tejasi tavata. So Bhashyakara illustrated in case of tejas or element fire, so that also stands for the other two elements, water and earth. tatrapi sparshadi upalabdehe avisheshat. So not only in fire you see the sound, not only in fire you experience the touch, but in water also creates sound, water also can be touched, earth also creates sound, earth also can be touched. So tejasi tavat rupavati. So in that tejas we should also understand the inclusion of element water as well as element earth. Tatrapi sparshadi upalabde avishesha. Avishesha is common. You can experience there also the shabda and sparsha. But then how about the other two? The rasa and gandha. Yattu gandhadi jnantarmiti. So because shabda is there, antariksha is there, sparsha is there, vayu is there, but you are not yet accounted for rasa and gandha. So gandhadi jnantaramati tatraha tatha. So tatha abannayoho rupavatoho rasagandha antarbhava iti. Similarly, bhutatre sparshadi antarbhavavat. Just as in these three elements, fire, water and earth, you see sparsha, you see also shabda. Similarly also the rasa, and then also the rasagandha, other also are evident in them. So tatha abanayoho rupado rasagandha antarbhava. In water the rasa is there, in annam the gandha is there. Annam of course, rasa also is there, gandha also is there. Trishu eva antarbhave phalitamaha. So in all the three elements, the fire, water and earth, all the other elements and all the qualities are present. Not by cause and effect relationship, but by pratyaksha anumana. By pratyaksha you perceive these qualities. And what you do not perceive, you can infer. Therefore, rupavadam, the phalitam. So what does it amount to? Bhashyakara says in the last line, Rupavatam Trayanam Tejo Bannanam Trivatkarna Pradarsanena Sarvam Tadantar Bhutam Sadvikaratvat Rupatrevate Vijñātam Manyate Shrutihi. So, Rupavadam, Trayanam, Tejo Bannanam. Tejaha, up and annam, which are possessed of Rupa or the color. Trivutkarna Pradarsanena, each of them is a combination of the threefold combination of the three elements. So when the Shruti thus says, talks about Trivutkarnam, the threefold combination or triplication you can say, of these three elements, fire, water and earth, what is the intended meaning or meaning conveyed by the Shruti? What is intended to be conveyed? Sarvam tadantarabhutam, that other two elements also and qualities other than Rupa also is included. Sadvikaratvad, because everything is a vikara or modification of Sat. Rupatrayavad Vijñātam. So whatever is possessed of the three colors, that also becomes known. So like the three colors are known, so also everything also is known, because everything is a product of Sat. Vijñātam manyate Shrutihi. So this is what Shruti says. Things that even though Shruti does not specifically mention the Vayu and Antariksham, does not specifically mention Gandha Rasa Shabda Sparsha, but Shruti manyate, Shruti thinks that all of these also are included. Then says here the Abhinava Narayananandendra Saraswati in the line 37. niyamena tadantarbhavam darshayati. So how do you say tadantarbhutam? Sadvikaratvad, but that vayu, antariksha, shabda, sparsha, all of these are included. Niyamen as a rule. How do you say that? So niyamena tadantarbhavam darshayati. That is a rule they are included. Nahiti. So Bhashyakara says in the way, page 245. Nahi murtam रूपवद् द्रव्यम् प्रत्याख्याय वायवाकाशयोः तद्गुणयोः गन्धरसयोः वा ग्रहणम् अस्ति. Or as Anandagiri says, Bhutatre Rupavati Akashe Antarbhavam Vyatireka Samarthayate. Same sentence explained somewhat differently by Anandagiri. Bhutatre Rupavati. The three elements, fire, water and earth, which are Rupavati, possessed of Rupa or color. Akashade Antarbhavam. The inclusion of antariksha, akasha, vayu, etc. is samarthayati, is here confirmed vyatireka by the rule of exclusion. So vyatireka, unlike, had it not been the case, then this would not be so. So nahi, Bhashyakara, nahi murtam rupavad dravyam pratyakhyaya. If you exclude the dravya or a substance possessed of color, a solid entity which is possessed of color. Everything solid is possessed of color. Everything, because then only we can perceive with our eyes. Pratyakhyaya. If you do not take this into account, then vayu akashayoho tad gunayoho rasagandayoho va nahi grahanam asti. There is no other way to perceive the vayu or perceive the akasha. That vayu is there, akasha is there, becomes evident only through a tangible substance possessed of color. Because this makes sound and also this can be touched. That there is the antariksha here, vayu here, that can be verified only through a tangible entity possessed of color. Otherwise it will be very difficult to verify. Idea is that you can see this. But whether there is space there or not, or vayu is there or not, could not be determined had a tangible entity or a solid entity possessed of color were not there. Similarly, you can taste this. An entity, you can't taste vayu, etc. You can't, so you can taste this, you can smell this, you can hear this, you can touch this. And therefore, so the reason why Shruti only gives the illustration of three elements is because it is very easy to demonstrate how everything is present in these three. And therefore you can yourself work out the presence of vayu and antariksha and presence of shabda, sparsha and rasagandha. Because otherwise, grahanam, the perception, would not have been there. So this is how Bhashyakara takes the Shruti as it is and shows the presence of all the five elements and all the five qualities everywhere. So that by knowing the Sat, then everything is known. This is the idea. So Anandagiri says, Antarabhavapti prayasam parihartum pakshantaramaha. This is a little long stretch, this antarbhava. That the five are included in this three is a little long stretch of parihartum, to avoid that, method. Pakshantaramaha, Bhashyakara tells us another paksha. Or if you go to the other tika, on the page 244, last one, Yadva Chandogye Taittiriya anurodhena akashavayu sarganantaram iti adhyaharat. Or if you interpret Chandogya Upanishad on the basis of Taittiriya Upanishad, all of this we discussed earlier. Akashavayu sarga anantaram adhyaharat. Because Taittiriya Upanishad clearly says Tasmadva etasmat atmana akasha sambhutah akashad vayu vayo agni. So this was all discussed in detail. So vayo agni. This one says Agni is from Sat, Tat Teja Sruja, whereas the Taittiriya says vayo agni. Therefore, it is from Sat, all right, but through the intermediate elements of space and air. That Agni, of course, is a product of Sat, but through space and air. So, Akashavayu Sarga Anantaram iti Adhyahara. Therefore, we can see here Adhyahara, not mentioned. Something that is there but not mentioned is called Adhyahara. So Chandogya also intends to convey that there are 5 elements, but not specifically mentioning the elements, space and air. Adhyaharat trivutkaranam panchikaranopalakshanartham iti. So the trivutkaranam, the threefold combination or triplication that Chandogya mentions, is to be interpreted as panchikaranam when it comes to 5 elements. So this is the support basis for panchikaranam. That's all. In one place we find this. This trivutkaranam or triplication or threefold combination is what Chandogya specifically mentions. From that we arrive at panchikaranam because elements are 5. Even though Chandogya mentions only 3 elements specifically, the intention is to convey 5 elements. So even though Chandogya talks about Trivutkaranam, threefold combination, the intention is to convey Panchikaranam, the 5-fold combination. This is the Vedanta Siddhanta arrived at in the Brahma Sutras. So Panchikaranopalakshanartham, Trivutkaranam is Upalakshanartham, by Upalakshana. So by implication, it means that Panchikaranam is by implication is to be understood. Trini rupani ityeva satyam ityapi panchabhutani ityeva satyam iti evam param. So the Chandogya says Trini rupani eva satyam. 3 colors alone are real, meaning 3 elements alone are real. That what should understand? Panchabhutani ityeva satyam. Everything gets reduced to Panchabhuta, the 5 elements. This is what you should read. So what is said specifically is one thing, but what you should read is this one. Then alone there is also a consistency or ekavakyata between Chandogya and Taittiriya. Otherwise one Upanishad says one thing, other Upanishad says another thing. Then how do you arrive at the conclusion? Are there 3 elements or 5 elements? Upanishads cannot say different things because the whole body of Upanishad is looked upon as one Pramanam. Not that one Upanishad is Pramanam, others are not. Upanishad means all Upanishads. That is all major Upanishads, put it this way. So that body of knowledge becomes Pramanam. And what is Pramanam? It must be consistent. The eyes can be called Pramanam only when it consistently reveals this to be the right color. After 5 minutes, the eye says this is yellow, and after 10 minutes says blue, then you cannot rely upon your eyes. The Shraddha cannot be there. So eyes consistently reveal the same thing. Similarly, if Upanishad is Pramanam, it must consistently reveal the same thing. Therefore, wherever difference is there, we should make up that difference by taking support from the other place. And so, Chandogya is, so there were 2 things. Should you interpret Taittiriya according to Chandogya or Chandogya according to Taittiriya? Why not? The other way around. Says no, the interpretation is this way. Chandogya is to be interpreted according to Taittiriya. So Taittiriya is the primary one. Chandogya is the secondary one. ततश्च कारण परंपरया मूल कारण सत्यत्व परत्वाद वाक्यस्य. So Chandogya Vakya, by Karana Parampara, the effect reduced into cause, that cause reduced to its cause, and then thus by this whole sequence of reducing the effect into cause. Moola Karanam, you arrive at the Moola Karanam, the primordial cause, Satyatva Paratvat. So what is Satyam? The Upadanaka Mrityaka Ityava Satyam. The clay is Satyam, meaning that Upadana Karanam is Satyam. Therefore, Mritika stands not just for clay, but Upadana Karanam. So, wherever there is a material cause, that is Satyam. And so, the primordial cause, so cause is Satyam, material cause. So, whatever be the primordial material cause, that must be Satyam. And thus you keep reducing. And so, Moola Karana Satyatva Paratvad Vakyasya. Vakya does not mean that Mritika is Satyam. Vakya does not mean three colors are Satyam. Vakya says Moola Karanam is Satyam. So, from what the Upanishad says, what we should understand? Moola Karanam eva Satyam. Whatever is the primordial cause, that is Satyam. And so, illustration is to be understood in terms of what actually it wants to convey. So, Satyatva Paratvad Vakyasya. This Vakya Trini Rupani Ityeva Satyam, what is the purport? Paratvad. What is the purport there? Moola Karana Satyatva Paratvad. That Vakya of the statement wants to convey that Moola Karanam is Satyam. Not Trini Rupani, not Mrityaka, Moola Karanam Ityeva Satyam. So that is how the Tatparya Nirnaya is important here. So what Bhashyakara does is Tatparya Nirnaya. What is it that is sought to be conveyed by a given Vakya? All this discussion is meant for Tatparya Nirnaya. Therefore, Sadvijnanena Sarvijnanam Siddhyati. If Sat is the Moola Karanam, the primordial cause, then by knowing Sat, everything becomes known. So now Bhashyakara gives us a simpler proposition, Athava. But Bhashyakara's duty is first to take the text as it is. Meaning that first you must take the primary meaning. If it is not very convenient, then only you go for the secondary meaning or Lakshyartha. So Lakshyartha is 3 elements are interpreted as 5 elements by implication. And the 3 Rupani is interpreted as Moola Karana by implication. So rest of the exercise was done by Bhashyakara by saying that earth reduces to water, that reduces to fire, that reduces to Sat. So this whole illustration means to say that by knowing Sat is the Moola Karanam and that is Satyam. Athva, now going back to Bhashya. Athava Rupavataamapi Trivatkaranam Pradarshanaartham eva Manyate Shrutihi. Athva, or the alternate interpretation is that Rupavatamaphi Trivatkaranam. The Shruti specifically mentions the triplication of the elements possessed of color. So these elements, fire, water and earth, all of them are possessed of color. And therefore, it is very easy or simple or easy to demonstrate the Trivatkaranam, the 3 colors present in each of them. But Pradarshanartha is only an illustration. That also, not only first of all, illustration is the 3 colors are shown. They stand for the other element, the Rasa Gandha also. And so then this Trivatkaranam is only Pradarshanartham, is only an illustration. So what is sought to be illustrated by this triplication or threefold combination? So says Anandagiri, Pradarshanatham Panchikaranasya Sheshah Trivutkaranam Panchikaranasya Pradarshanatham. Trivutkaranam is meant for illustrating Panchikaranam or the fivefold combination. Then Anandagiri says, Katham Panchikarane Sanmatra Parishesha Siddhyate. Once you accept Panchikaranam, then it becomes easy to show how everything reduces to Sat. If you only take this Trivutkaranam, then it's difficult to show. Bhashyakara tried to show. But if Trivutkaranam is interpreted as Panchikaranam, then it's very easy to show how everything reduces to Sat. So it's Katham Panchikarane Sanmatra Parishesha Siddhyati. All right. Suppose you accept Panchikaranam as implied by Trivutkaranam, still, how does everything reduce to Sat? So Yatha, Bhashyakara says, Yatha tu Trivutkrute Trini Rupani Ityeva Satyam Tatha Panchikaranephi Samano Nyayah Ityatah Sarvasya Sadvikaratvat Sata Vijñatena Sarvamidam Vijñatam Syat Ekameva Dvitiyam Satyam Iti Siddhameva Bhavati. So Yathatu, just as Trivutkrute, in case of the threefold combination or triplication, Trini Rupani Ityeva Satyam, just as in case of this Trivutkaranam or the threefold combination, only three colors are real. Tatha Panchikaranephi. Similarly also in case of the Panchikaranam. Samano Nyaya, that cannot three colors understand. Three sounds alone are real, that's how you have to say. Everything makes sound. And so then, but it was very difficult that this sound belongs to water and this sound belongs to fire and this sound belongs to earth, could not be determined. This color belongs to fire, this color belongs to water, this color belongs to, is easy to determine. Therefore, the illustration was given with the reference to color. But the same rule, same nyaya, same rule can be extended to Panchikaranam. Samano nyaya iti. Same rule. Because, so Shruti has deliberately accepted Trivutkarana, three elements, because it is easy to show. If Shruti had accepted Panchikara, five elements, it would have been difficult to show how five elements are present in everywhere. But since Shruti took three elements, and each element is possessed of color, therefore it is easy to illustrate how three colors are present everywhere. Basically, the idea is the three colors are real, and that way Sat is real. So in some way you have to understand how, in case of Panchikaranam, also the five, not colors now, but five elements. Those colors stand for elements. So five elements alone are real, and five elements in turn can be reduced to Sat. Like earth into water, water into fire, fire into air, air into space, space into Atma. Atmana Akasha Sambhuta. So Akasha emerged from Atma. So it all reduced to Atma, which is Brahma, which is Sat. Or Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Ityatah Sarvasya Sadvikaratvat. In this manner, everything is Vikara, the modification of Sat. Anandagiri explains, which you already know, Yada Panchavi Bhutani Pratyekam Dvedha Vibhajya. Now Panchikaranam explained how each one of the elements is first divided into two equal parts. Ekaikam bhagam chaturda krutva. Each half is further divided into four equal parts. Svabhaga atirikteshu purveshu bhageshu ekaikakshah nikshipyate. Then each 1/8 is added into the other four elements. Tada panchikaranam shruti upalakshitam labhyate. So, by Trivritkaranam, Shruti implies Panchikaranam. And you can arrive at Panchikaranam in this manner. Tatrapi Panchanam Bhaganam Prasakkarane. There also the five bhaga are separated, then Tanmatrani avashishyante. The gross five elements reduced to the five subtle elements. Just as it was shown how the red color belongs to Tanmatra fire, subtle fire. The white color belongs to the element water before its grossification. The black color belongs to earth before its grossification. Similarly then, in case of five elements, Pancheva Tanmatrani avashishyante. In case of Trivutkaranam, 3 tanmatras remained. In case of Panchikaranam, 5 tanmatras will remain. Tani api prasivyadini abadikaryatvat. Then you also apply the same method there, that how prasivyadini, earth etc. abadikaryatvat. Earth is the product of element water in terms of product element fire and air and space and Atma. Tattat karana vyatireka na siddhyanti. Just as a part cannot be without its material cause, which is clay, so also water cannot be without its material cause, which is earth, and so on. Iti trivritkaranavat panchikaranepi nyaya samya. So the rule that applies to Trivritkaranam also can be extended to Panchikaranam, Nyaya Samyat. Sarvasya sadvikaratvat. So just as in case of Trivritkaranam, you could easily arrive at this conclusion that everything is a vikara, modification of Sat. Similarly, by Panchikaranam also, you arrive at the same conclusion that everything is the modification of Sat. Tad vyatirekena abhavat. So, an effect cannot exist apart from its material cause. Just as a part cannot exist apart from clay. Similarly also, the 5 elements could not exist apart from Sat, which is the primary material cause. Tena vijñātena tadavi vijñātameva syāt. Therefore, by knowing the cause, the effect as well becomes known. Sanmatram tu paramatha satyam parishishtam bhavati. So what is the fundamental material cause? Sat. Thereby knowing Sat, everything as well becomes known. So satyam parishishtam bhavati. Everything reduces to satyam. Sat, which is satyam. So Sat alone is satyam, as the Upanishad says. What is satyam? Abadhitam. The word it is real. And ultimately Sat becomes abadhitam. So you keep on negating, you can say. Either reducing or negating. Earth is negated, reduced to water and negated, etc., etc. Ultimately the process of reduction or negation so culminates into Sat, which cannot be further reduced. So Sat also becomes abadhitam. What cannot be negated, therefore is satyam. So Sat alone is satyam. और शेष यह टीका वायवादे सत्कार्यत्व भावे अद्वितीयत्व असिद्धे तद अनुरोधेनापि सत्कार्यत्वं तस्येत्याह. The important thing here in Chandogya is this pratigna. What's the pratigna? Eka vijnanena Sarva Vijnanam. That's the most important thing here. Now, having made that pratigna, having made that proposition, that by there is something knowing which everything becomes known. Yatha ekena mritpindena sarvam mrunmaya vijñātam. By knowing one cloud of earth, everything made of earth is known, as well known. That's a pratigna. Now, having made that pratigna, whatever Shruti subsequently describes is meant to verify or meant to prove that pratigna. Because Shruti thinks that by knowing this, by knowing one thing, you as well know everything. So Shruti's thrust I should say, is for what? Shruti's thrust or emphasis is in showing how everything is nothing but Sat, by knowing which everything is as well known. So having made that proposition, now Shruti proceeds to describe Trivutkarna. The idea is not so much Trivutkarna also is meant only for one purpose, how everything is Sat, that's all. It is meant to help us in our perception. Shruti gives us a prakriya really, gives a method of how to reduce to Sat. So this Trivutkarna is a method. This Shruti employs the method of Trivutkarnam or the model of Trivutkarnam, but the intention is not giving the reality of Trivutkarnam. Intention is to show how everything reduces to Sat, that you can do that yourself. That you can reduce everything to Sat. And thus by knowing Sat you know everything. That's the idea here. So, therefore the Shruti's intention is ultimately to make the student see that everything is Sat. Then alone its proposition that by knowing one thing, everything becomes known. Therefore Trivutkarna must stand for Panchīkarana, otherwise that pratigna can't be proven. So Vayavadehe Satkaryatva Bhave. Shruti specifically shows how fire, water and earth are the products of Sat. And Shruti does not talk about Vayu and Antariksha. So if Vayu and Antariksha remain excluded and therefore they are not effects of Sat, then Advitiyatva Asiddhe Ekameva Advitiyam. That pratigna also can be proven provided there is non-duality. That Sat is non-dual, Ekameva Advitiyam. Then alone by knowing Sat, everything becomes known. If Vayu and Antariksha stand apart from Sat, if they are not Sat Karya, if Vayu and Antariksha are not the products of Sat, then they stand apart from Sat. Then knowing Sat, they are not known. And Advitiyatva is also not established because Sat is one entity, Vayu Antariksha another, and so Advitiyatva Asiddhe. So therefore Shruti says Advitiyatvam. Two things are said. Advitiyatvam, and therefore by knowing one thing, everything is well known. So Shruti's pratigna of Advitiyatvam, non-duality, will not be proven if Vayu and Antariksha and also Shabda Sparsha and then Rasagandha are not products of Sat. That pratigna would not be established or proven. Tad anurodhena api. So anurodha means on the basis of what the Shruti has begun with. So Shruti's intention is only to show non-duality, that's all. The whole purpose of this discussion is to show non-duality, that's all. Keep that in mind, don't get lost in the details here, So, we get lost, we keep on debating this way, that way, but remember what is the first primary thing? Primary thing is to show the because that is where moksha is. Ultimately, the purpose of all of this is for you to become free. Freedom from this duality. How can you become free from duality when you see that duality is mithya and advitiyatvam, non-duality alone is real? So that is the primary purpose of Shruti. All these details are meant for that. That all you can call them Prakriya, whatever you want to call it. I should not say that, but ultimately, Shruti is a teacher. And Shruti has to make the student see. Therefore, every Upanishad applies uses a different method, that's all. To make the student see. That's why the Upanishads are apparently different from each other. But each one provides its own kind of method to make the student see the truth. So that anurodhenapi, in keeping with what the Shruti has said in the beginning, sat karyatvam tasyeti, we have to ultimately understand that everything is karyam or products of sat. Otherwise, what the Shruti said, what the Shruti proposed in the beginning would not come out to be right, would not be proven. So, in order that what the Shruti says in the beginning is what is the intention and not the method in which it is said. You follow? It is not the method, but what is meant to be conveyed by the method is important. Therefore, the Trivutkaranam can be, by implication, understood as Panchikaranam. Then alone you can arrive at this basic truth that everything is Sat Karyam, everything is the product of Sat. The Sat is a Mula Karanam, Sat is the primordial cause. So by knowing that, and that is non-dual, because of which, so everything can be known by knowing one, only if that one is non-dual. Understand? If one is here and the second is there, then knowing this one, you do not know the other one. There is only one and nothing else. One without a second. So both of these go together. By knowing one, everything becomes known. Can be possible anyway if that one is non-dual. And therefore, sat karyatvam tad anurodhena. So for advitiyatva, we would accept that everything is the product of sat. Therefore, you apply your method. Based on what the Shruti has said, you use that method to arrive at this conclusion ultimately that everything is Satkaryam. So Sadekam, Bhashyakara said, Sat ekameva dvitiyam satyam iti siddhameva bhavati. So, ekameva dvitiyam shrutehe sadeva satyam iti siddham bhavati. That is Anvaya. Ekameva dvitiyam shrutehe. So, ekameva dvitiyam, because of the Shruti, Sadeva Satyam, Sat turns out to be Satyam also. Because ultimately Satyam is to be known. If Sat is not Satyam, then knowing Sat doesn't serve your purpose. Satyam is to be known. The truth has to be known. And here Shruti shows how Sat is Satyam. Never Sadeva Satyam iti Siddham Bhavati iti Anvaya. So Sat alone is Satyam, the truth becomes established. The last sentence, Anandagiri says, Uktanyayena Eka Vijnanena Sarva Vijnana Shruti Aviruddha. Uktanyayena. So by this nyaya, means by this method of how Trivutkaranam should be understood as Panchikaranam. Now, even if you understand that, why Trivutkaranam? Because it was easy to show how everything is a product of the threefold combination with the help of color. Now, it is difficult to show that with Panchikaranam, understand? But just as you could see Trivutkaranam evident, so understand Panchikaranam also. So, Trivutkaranam is interpreted as Panchikaranam, and the conclusion arrived by Trivutkaranam is understood as conclusion arrived by Panchikaranam. Understand this. Therefore, Uktanyayana, by that rule, Eka Vijnanena Sarva Vijnana Shruti Aviruddha. Therefore, Eka Vijnana Sarva Vijnanam. By knowing one, everything as well becomes known, the Shruti Aviruddha. That is not contradicted. iti. Or the other tika atra, no, or tat siddhe phalamaha. So when it is established that sat is satyam, advitiyam, what is the phalam? So tadekasmin bhashyakara says, tadekasmin sati vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati iti suktam. What is suktam? Sushtuktam. Very well said, So tat, what's tat? Tat means tasmat. Therefore, ekasmin vijñāte. When one sat or satyam is known, sarvamidam, so ekasmin sati vijñāte. When one sat or non-dual is known, sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati, all of this as well becomes known. Iti, what the Shruti said earlier. Eka vijñānena sarvijñā yatha somya ekena mrutpindena sarvamrunmem vijñātam syat. So by eka vijñānam, sarvijñānam is what Shruti has said. Sushtuktam was very well said. That's how this passage, we can understand in that manner. Or coming to the next tika, vastuktam. So, suktam instead of that, vastuktam. Suppose that is a part. Maybe they would have that kind of reading. To evam yojana. So, bhavati iti vastuktam. Then evam yojana. Sad vijñānena sarvijñān vyatra purvācārya samvādam vaktum now. Then vastuktam then refers to next passage. According to this Tikakara, that last sentence refers to next passage. Sad vijñānena sarvijñān vyatra purvācārya samvādam vaktum. To say that what the Shruti has said is in concurrence with what the earlier, the Shruti also refers to earlier acharyas, understand? So Shruti made a statement first, eka vijñānena sarva vijñānam. In support of that, Shruti also quotes the previous acharyas, Atra purvācārya samvādam vaktum. Samvādam, the concurrence, that there is a concurrence with the earlier acharya. Iti sushrama dhiranam yenastad vichachakshire. As Kenopanishad also says, Ishavasya also says. So, referring to Purvacharyas. Etadvai tad vidvamsa ityadi vakyam. So, next vakya is meant for concurrence with the Purvacharyas. Tatra tat shabdarthokti purvakam vyachaste. Then, etad, next one is etadavai, etadasmavai, tad vidvamsa. Tad vidvamsa means what? Those who know tat. Tad vidvamsa, tad vijñātam. Those who know that. What is that? That is that tadekasmin. So, one interpretation of tad means tasmat. Second means tat is tat shabdarthokti vyachasya tad ekasmin vijñāte. So when those vidwan know that, which is what? That ek advitiyam. Atra taditi shrutigata tat pada grahanam. So one interpretation of tat means tasmat. In the second, the vastuktam, suppose that is a pattern. Then tad means what the next shruti says, etad dasmavai tat vidvamsa. That tat is what is the tat in the bhashya here. Gruhitam tat padam vyachaste. What is tat? Tat means then, so ekasmin sati vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati iti vijñātavantaha. So those who know, by knowing one sat, everything as well becomes known, having known that, So that would be the meaning of tat. If the reading is vastuktam, that's all. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnamudachyate तस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।